All right. Let me get everybody unmuted here. Unmute. Even remember to unmute myself.
Hola.
Hello, everybody. Once again, welcome to our weekly ThrillGeek This Week live stream. We got a few things to talk about this week. Not a busy week. No HHN announcement yet. Again, we got the classic
At this point,
monsters.
we just have one house. That's it. Only one house. Fight to the death. Who cares?
HHN 31 is going to be one house.
One house.
Everybody, good luck.
One house. No scare zones. No shows. Only pizza fries.
Good luck. There definitely will be some questions of where houses are going because there is no MIB tent as of right now.
As of right now.
Yeah, and speaking of where houses are going, somebody bought up I think it was a Zombie Chris on Twitter. He has a really cool YouTube channel. Or I think it was him. Anyways, he bought up the since there's no more Universal Superstar Parade, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
Yeah.
Are we going to be getting a little bit more elaborate scare zones this year with no parade? Because the reason for the last, since Superstar Parade
10 years.
started a decade ago, 10 years ago, they haven't been able to do elaborate scare zones because of big set pieces. They need the parade floats to get through there. So anyways, just an interesting thought of, we could
destructive guest.
Yeah. I wouldn't count on it.
This is why we can't have nice things. So
Cue by Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Real quick hello to everybody watching in the live stream. If you're watching on YouTube, your first time, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Yes, I'm sorry in advance. If you're returning, be sure to like this video. All that jazz. Comment, say hello. Join in on our conversation as we're going to get through theme park stuff pretty quick. We only have three things to talk about. So then we're going to kind of jump into a mishmash of, we'll talk about maybe some Stranger Things, maybe some Obi-Wan to close things out here.
So how many times did you see Top Gun this week?
Oh, dude.
I've lost track, to be honest. Everybody asks me that, and I'm like, so yeah, no, I have to see at least one more. I think Jurassic World comes out this week.
It comes out on Thursday.
So I have to squeeze in one more, probably Dolby, because I've seen it twice back to back at IMAX, and so I'm gonna try and get some use out of my what is it called? AMC Stubs A-List, whatever it's called.
A-List, yeah.
You should know you pay for it.
Which I never canceled, by the way. We talked about this a while back.
I canceled mine.
I never did cancel mine after the Doctor Strange debacle. So here I am, still subscribed.
I love how everybody's like still freaking out about that, except for the fact it wasn't a great movie. I said it.
Yes, we know you didn't like it.
Oh, really? Please tell us. But
you'll be able to watch it on Disney Plus coming soon. Was it June 22nd? You got to ride Guardians today, so I mean.
Yeah, both of you went to Epcot today. So how was y'all's day at Epcot?
Well, it was 98 degrees outside.
And almost died today, apparently.
Well, you know when it's like that hot, like when it almost feels like you can't breathe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The humidity is just choking you.
Yeah, it was that. It was great. But no, I'm trying to think. What did we even do? We walked. I got a lefty, which is like this fun little like potato roll thing that has like
what was that? I saw you posted a picture on your
literally
Twitter.
One of my favorite snacks at Epcot because it is like $3 and you can get
I thought it was a churro at first and I was like,
it's kind of like a churro except for the fact it's like different dough. Think of it that way, and it's like almost like rolled up.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like $3.
It's like a potato thing.
It's like a potato starch.
Oh.
Like it's still like, think of it like a potato tortilla.
Okay. So it's like a churro tortilla, basically.
Sure. But yeah, it's like $3 and it's like one of the cheapest snacks you can get at Epcot, and it's like the size of a churro, which is great. So I actually prefer those over churros. Anyways, that was to distract me because we had a lightning lane for Ratatouille, and the second we got on the queue, it shut down. So that was cool.
Yay.
But yay. But then we literally got called for Guardians because we didn't get the 7 a.m. one for the boarding group, but we got one like in the park. And honestly, like just do that one because I feel like a lot of people just try to rush for the 7 a.m. one because like I had no issues getting the 1 p.m. one.
Well, that's kind of what I was telling you earlier when we were kind of messaging each other on our phones. I said, kind of like with Rise of the Resistance. I remember
that's the thing with Rise. I could never get the 1 p.m. one, but I always got the 7 a.m.
I always got the set. Yeah, I always got.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was weird.
Huh.
So
that's interesting.
But yeah, I finally got a different song.
Yeah, you got a different song. What song did you get? I forgot.
The first 2 times we ever went on it, we got September back to back.
Yeah.
So I have just been insufferable and always just going like to like every single person I come across, and they hate me for it. So when we were like waiting to board today, we got back row, which is the second time I've gone like all the way like row 10. And I actually prefer it because you do feel like a little bit of G-force on it, which is nice. But I was like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We'll get September again. And I ran, and it's not a good song for a roller coaster, but I was just happy that it wasn't September.
I don't think we ever discussed Maya because I finally rode Guardians.
Yeah,
I think I'm feeling left out. Yeah, I got
angry.
I got Congo, which was fantastic. And
all I want is Congo.
That was a perfect song. I loved it. It's upbeat. It's fast. I kind of think the slower songs are providing a different mood for the ride, if that makes sense.
Good. Like, don't get me wrong, but it was.
I've gotten kind of like... Everybody Wants to Rule the World the last 3 times. So.
See, no, that's yeah. Yeah.
You could if I had recorded, like last time I rode was Sin's first time. If I had recorded that, you would have literally heard me groan.
Did you get that during the media preview too? Did you get that during the media preview?
Yeah, I mean, I got all of them during the media preview. I wrote it enough times to the point I was like getting a little nauseous to try to get every single song. I mean, I got that one twice during the media preview. So
what were you gonna say, Emily? Sorry.
I don't remember.
I'm sorry.
But do you know what else I do remember? September.
Yeah. But I got Conga and brain rot. I like the ride. It's a stupid, as I said on Twitter, it's just a stupid fun ride. It's not a great roller coaster. It's just a great fun ride. And it's perfect for Epcot. We got Cheryl, my wife, she told me to ride in row 9 because when it rotates, you're in row 9, you're basically in the front because it rotates for the launch. So in row 9, you're in row 1, 1 and 2, the front car for the launch, which was really cool. That launch backwards and then that hike up into the building, that hill up into the building was probably my favorite part of the entire ride.
It's nice because you can actually see everything from the back until it turns you.
Yeah. But it was a lot of fun. I liked it. It's Space Mountain on crack. That's the best way I can explain it. You've seen the videos. No POV can do this ride justice. Any YouTube video. No. I would almost tell people not to watch a YouTube video.
Except mine, because I need the views.
Except for Emily's. So if you do want to watch one, watch Emily's.
It's September.
I would almost tell people not to watch an on-ride video because unlike a traditional coaster where you can get a pretty good feel of the ride, like Velocicoaster, this doesn't give you, like I've watched several other blogs on-ride videos and it's just pitch black and occasionally you'll see some stars flying around and it doesn't give you a good impression of the ride if you want to see what it's like.
I literally really feel like I'm on crack when I'm on it because I'm just trying to pay attention to everything that's happening. Because today I just like rode it without like being concerned about anything, and even on the ride, I'm like, huh, huh, and I just look like I'm on like I have rabies or something because I'm just trying to figure out what the hell is happening on this ride.
And some people, you don't want to be turning your head when you ride that ride.
No.
Well, that's the thing. I think the thing with Guardians is a lot of people ride it really stiff and ride it like a roller coaster, and you're looking forward. And I think you can't do that because I think that's what induces the nausea. Because
that's the opposite for me. Because if I start looking around, I start getting I'll start getting nauseous.
Well, I don't mean you don't have to do this. You don't have to do
no.
You don't have to go crazy, but I rode it very loosely. I rode it. My body wasn't tight. I just kind of laid back and I was looking around a little bit, looking around, looking down at the moon, and I was looking up at the projections, and I'm getting to the age where the spinning stuff, and that's the other thing is it's really not spinning. The rotations are done very well. Yeah. The part where you rotate and you go down around the moon and everything, and
it's not everything moves with the flow of the
flow is
coaster.
really good. I was really surprised. I was dreading going on it because I thought I was going to get off and I was going to want to puke my brains out. But I got off and I was fine. I maybe had a little bit of dizziness, but nothing as to what I was dreading and what I was expecting. It was a lot of fun. I liked it. Perfect addition for Epcot. Epcot needs that ride. All you purists can.
No, it's a perfect addition for the park.
It's what that park needed. Is a nice. I don't want to say family coaster, because it's not really a family coaster, but it's kind of in between that.
It needed a unique.
There was like a pair of 5-year-olds in front
of
me.
A unique large coaster. That is a high capacity attraction.
Did you say there were 5-year-olds in front of you, Emily?
Yeah, they were having a great time.
Did they ride?
Yeah, they were tall.
Well, I think Charlotte was close.
They were tall.
I was gonna say they must have been tall 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they weren't 5. I don't know how to judge children.
Yeah.
I don't have any. I'm not like, oh, let me guess the accurate age.
Because the height requirement for Guardians is what, 40?
I don't know.
42?
Is it 42? I think
this is why I don't work attractions, because I just go, they look tall.
Yeah. Because I think we knew Charlotte wasn't tall enough that day you were there with her, because that's why she didn't ride, because there was no point in her riding it.
Getting upset, yeah.
Yeah, it's 42 inches. 42 inches for Cosmic Rewind. So, and I think she's like 40, give or take. So, anyways, all right, enough talk about Guardians. I don't think I ever gave my initial impressions of the ride on our stream here. So I kind of wanted.
I just hope that one day everybody is ready to remember that fateful day of September.
What?
I just want to be able to go into a standby queue and not use a stupid virtual queue.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that aren't happy with Disney bringing back the virtual queue for this.
It won't last.
It's not going to last, especially when we've seen video of them sending empty trains because that pre-show doesn't pump through people fast enough.
Well, that was the thing today. Like that first, spoiler, whatever. But like that first room where like you're in there with like Glenn Close and everything, and then you go into like the transport room. We just stood in that room like for a very maybe not a long time, but like probably like 3 minutes after that pre-show ended, just standing there. And I'm like, they have to have like some issue dumping out like the transporter room. Because I've never had that experience on it. So I just thought that was interesting. Yeah. But I digress.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting with the two pre-shows, how they're, like Barry said, there's probably instances where they're running empty trains because those two pre-shows aren't dumping people out into the station fast enough.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's something they can do about that, or I don't know.
It was very busy today though. So I'll give them that.
The park or just
No,
Guardians?
the ride.
Oh yeah.
The park was not busy.
The park was dead. Everybody was at
I
Guardians.
think people wisely knew. I felt bad for some tourists who didn't realize that the park was closing early.
Yeah.
But by the time we got there, it was pretty thinned out, and the weather
Didn't
actually
you say there was like a
gotten lot
special
better.
event?
Yeah, there's some special event tonight. So
who were you? Who was in concert tonight that you went and saw, Barry?
it was Simple Plan.
Yeah,
they're usually one of the biggest bands that comes to Flower and Garden. So they always put on a fun show. And they only played one show today, but since they only did one show, they actually did an extended show instead of the usual like 30 minutes. So
that's cool. So the park's closing at what, like 6 today or something?
Park closed at 8, but most of World Showcase closed at 6 o'clock, except for the shops and a couple of quick service. But all the restaurants and everything and a lot of things were closed at 6 o'clock. So they were definitely trying to push people out of World Showcase and into Future World. But yeah, it was closing early for a party. So, I'm not sure. Right. I don't know if it's for Special Olympics or what tonight. So
no, it's that
is it
that tourism thing or whatever it is.
Oh, okay.
I think Attractions Magazine and Denise Mouse Steps, they were there for it. It's
okay.
It's some like tourism thing or something.
Okay.
It's by Visit Orlando. IPW. I'm looking at it right now. They're doing a party at Epcot tonight. They got to tour the airport today, the new terminal at the airport, all that jazz. So that's what's going on. I guess they have like a private party tonight at Epcot or something. So, all right. Anyways, I got a few things theme park wise. I'm gonna kind of plow through here. We can chat about it really quick if not, but it's nothing crazy. Super exciting. Announced this week or any news. Finding Nemo, The Big Blue and Beyond will be opening June 13th at Disney's Animal Kingdom. This is going to be kind of a refresh of the old Finding Nemo musical. I think they added like an LED screen and there's some new music. In The Big Blue World will be returning. Go with the Flow will be returning. It'll be
interesting to see. It's going to be a shorter show, and now it's going to take place after Finding Dory. As far as I guess they're going to be like telling the story of Finding Nemo. So.
Yeah, it says the adventure begins by catching up with the fish from Dr. P. Sherman's office in Finding Nemo, who made their way across the ocean to the Marine Life Institute. Then it says with live performers, animated backdrops, and a theater decked out. With innovative lighting, sound, and special effects to create Nemo's undersea environment. This new show will take an extra world all over again. Anyways, so yeah, Nemo's coming back. Yay! I'm excited to see it. I loved Finding Nemo the musical. It was a great air conditioning break in the Florida heat. So it'll be good to have that theater back and a little, especially with the summertime here.
Yes,
and it'll be nice to have an air conditioned space back at Animal Kingdom. Over at Universal Superstar Parade is officially done, and Madison, who I chatted about last week, our intern, which is still weird for me to say.
Such a weird word.
It is. It's very weird. But yeah, she's our intern, and she's been doing some really fun stuff for our social media, and I got her all set up to do articles. So she did this little kind of look back at Universal Superstar Parade. So if you have time, go check it out. She talks about the Despicable Me section, the SpongeBob section, the Hop section, Dora the Explorer.
I forgot about Hop.
Yeah,
Diego,
that was
yeah. Hop
20
was
years ago. That was replaced by Secret Life of Pets.
Yep.
Yeah, that was replaced by Secret Life of Pets right there. So yeah, if you get a second, go over to the website ThrillGeek.com and check that out. Madison did a great job putting this little kind of throwback to the Universal Superstar Parade. There were a few things that they did for the final run on, what was it, Friday?
Saturday.
Sure.
Saturday.
Yeah.
They bought out the King Gator float, which was interesting.
Yeah, that was weird.
it was interesting. Yeah, it was weird. And
yeah, I wasn't sure if that was full. They had team members on there, and I don't know if that was other team members who had performed in the parade. I don't know if they were on that float. I mean, they didn't really. I posted online really explained that.
Let me take this off for a second. I know Sam was like the only vlogger theme park person there.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get
up his Twitter.
I wasn't able to go because if you follow us along, we were at Universal on Friday doing a VIP tour, so we were at Universal for.
Yeah, here's the King Gator float, and there are team members on there.
Yeah.
They're up here on the top, so I don't know if these were performers that were.
I got to assume that they were some of the performers who've performed in the parade. I mean, to me, that would be the only reason to have.
It looks like, I don't know. And then of course the other highlight was I don't know if he shared Squidward doing his infamous dab. Yeah. One final time, Squidward did his little dab, which became iconic with this parade. Yeah.
I mean, I think it had a good run, 10 years. I think the interesting thing is like they haven't really announced a replacement. I mean, it was a big deal when this parade debuted that Universal Studios Florida finally had a daily parade.
Yeah, Madison actually asked me when she was doing the article. She was like, "Was Superstar Parade the first daytime parade at Universal Studios?"
Because and she asked me first, and I went, "I don't know."
I think so. I was like, I mean, if you don't consider Mardi Gras and you don't consider the festival of the Dead parade they had for Halloween Horror Nights, those are the only two really.
Yeah, they had only had seasonal parades. There was basically the holiday parade, Mardi Gras, and then
HHN, the festival, which I miss so much. That festival of the Dead parade was so good. Anyways, but yeah, she asked me that, and I was like, I think so. Sure. I don't remember any other daytime parades at Universal Studios.
No,
I think this was their first. Their first daytime parade. So
because I think the only thing they used to, I mean, they still do it now. I mean, they used to have like high school bands march down the route, which they still do now. But I don't think they ever had a daily parade until because I remember when this debuted, it was a big deal that they finally had daily parade.
I remember it being a huge deal, and I think that huge deal was the fact that, like you said, Barry, Universal Studios now has a daytime parade. So yeah, interesting that we haven't gotten any sort of announcement if or we're getting a replacement. It
seems to me a lot of things are in flux at the studio park right now. I mean, with Mummy Down and with the alleged Minions attraction and different rumors we heard about what's going to go on with Kids Zone, what's going and where the Fear Factor Theater is. There seems to be a lot of stuff that's currently up in the air.
Yeah,
with the studios as far as what they're going to do at the studios between now and obviously Epic Universe opening, because they need to do something. I feel like when you look at studios and you look at islands now, it's just
it's
studios. It's night and day, and it's islands is just it's the park now.
I've said it before on Twitter and what have you that now that IOA has gotten Hagrid, it's gotten Velocicoaster, it's gotten a lot of TLC over the last 5-6 years.
Yeah, I mean, I really feel the only really weak spot and the thing to me that doesn't make sense at Islands is why they haven't gone into Toon Lagoon and just change that over to DreamWorks and I think that's the one weird thing with Universal, at least with Florida, is just the lack of the using of DreamWorks animation stuff outside of character meet and greets.
Yeah, and I know from the rumors and stuff, DreamWorks is obviously going to play a big part in the Epic Universe. But I still think that even with whatever, if How to Train Your Dragon, whatever comes to Epic Universe, I still think there's enough properties there that we could, Toon Lagoon would be a perfect replacement for something DreamWorks.
I mean, I feel like you keep Popeyes, but you could easily turn
Dudley Do-Right is easily rethemable.
You could easily turn that into like Madagascar or something.
Yeah,
that'd be cute.
And really put some actual, real theming into it.
Yeah, that would be.
I mean, because it's kids walk through Toon Lagoon, they don't know who any of these characters
I am child because I don't know who half of them are.
Hell, I don't know half those people. Half those cartoons.
I mean, I don't know half of them. But yeah, it's I feel like it's time for them to do something. That's really to me the 1 week, outside the 2 empty theaters and islands. That's the other glaring thing. But studios, I feel like those studios, their Kid Zone and a couple other areas, just they need to do something.
Yeah. No, it'll be interesting to see over the next couple of years if we see studios excuse me, get some TLC now that this parade's done and Shrek is being worked on. We got Mummy reopening from its refurbishment here in the coming months. So
you had a really good opportunity to say Coming Back from the Dead and you didn't take it.
Hey yo,
I gotta be the funny one here, so
thank you, Emily, for that. I do appreciate it. I appreciate you looking out for me as usual. Moving on, a surprise little announcement this week from Universal Studios Hollywood. They've bumped up Super Nintendo World's opening date from summer 2023 to early 2023 now. We got a new announcement, kind of a teaser trailer for Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. I think it was just, I don't know if the ride's that far along there and they filmed it there or they just filmed it in Japan.
It's probably Japan.
That's probably Japan's, but I mean, we can see the construction of the outside of this land and it's almost done. I mean, it's getting there. I mean, as far as, we see more and more of the more and more of like the different Nintendo like props on the outside that all seen from the Japan land. It's getting there. It doesn't surprise me that they bumped the date up.
Yeah, and we all know that Hollywood's version of Super Nintendo World isn't going to be as big as Japan's. So there's a little teaser video for those of you watching the live stream. Studio's version of Super Nintendo World is much smaller compared to Japan, so it hasn't taken as long.
It's literally in a corner.
Yeah, it's tucked there in the corner.
They basically had enough room for the Mario Kart attraction, and I believe one of the restaurants and some of the shops.
Doing what's the Toad restaurant?
Yeah.
I think they're doing that one, and then a couple gift shops. They're not doing the Yoshi ride. They're not doing.
They don't have room.
Yeah, they pretty much crammed this thing back there. And so, yeah, Super Nintendo World, Universal Studios Hollywood has been bumped up from summer 2023 to early 2023.
I mean, I'm excited. I definitely want to go out. And,
yeah, I know I've discussed with Cheryl about us going back out there to the West Coast to do Disneyland again sometime here soon. And if this is open, we'll definitely have to see if we can take a slight detour over to Universal Studios Hollywood for a day, and hell, I'd have to do a couple days there because I've never been to Universal Studios Hollywood.
I don't know.
I would say
holidays.
Get it done in a day.
I feel like as long as
you might be able to get it done in a day.
Like for example, like I don't think you'd have to go into the Wizarding World at all, and that's only because
that's
it's
true.
Literally the same stuff we have here. But
Transformers.
I would Transformers, but like I would even say though, go on their Mummy because their Mummy's different.
I've heard their Mummy's completely different.
You have to do the studio tour, the tram tour. It's their signature attraction. Yeah. Their Wizarding World is probably the weakest one in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, the Water World show is a must do.
That's one thing I've heard is a must do is Waterworld.
You got Secret Life of Pets. Their Mummy's different. Their Jurassic the Jurassic World River ride is definitely way better than ours.
Yeah, they pretty much did their whole section over Jurassic World. Isla Nublar, go to Isla Nublar and get a drink there.
Yeah, they've definitely got some things you can skip and do instead. You can easily do that park in a day.
I would just say like focus on all the things like we don't have.
Yeah,
I mean,
like do Water World, do Jurassic World, do the tram tour, and those sort of things.
It's like Sin and I, when we went, we literally flew in to LA that day and then went straight to Universal Hollywood, and we were lucky enough that they gave us the front of line pass, and we did that entire park in like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Like,
it's easy to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, good to know. Yeah, I didn't really think about all the stuff that's pretty much copy and paste from here over at studios here. To
definitely
there,
some things that are neat and unique. Their Simpsons area, I think I actually like their Simpsons area better than ours. But you don't really need to ride the Simpsons ride.
Just walk through the area.
I was gonna say we don't even ride the Simpsons ride here, so anymore.
Who are you fooling?
I can't remember the last time I rode the Simpsons ride.
I can remember the last time, and it made me ill.
I honestly think the last time I rode it was like when it opened. Like it's been.
I think a couple years ago I rode it. So
I just have no desire to ride it. So,
no.
Anyways, moving on. Our last thing here, SeaWorld Orlando, kind of announced their 2023 coaster. It's going to be called it's loosely called a surf coaster. I'll go ahead and play the little teaser trailer here that
it's a stand-up coaster.
Debuted. Yeah. It's basically B&M's new version. It looks like a new stand-up coaster.
I mean I realize you and I are the coaster enthusiast. I love B&M coasters. I'm just like, I saw whatever they've teased for this. I'm meh.
Yeah.
Like you think I'm gonna go.
I really hope it's some new design because I don't like stand-up coasters.
Here. It looks like it's obviously going to be a launched coaster.
Yeah.
All sorts of kind of wave themed elements, twists and turns.
I would have much rather had a wing coaster.
Can you try to pause it on like the fake CGI people because they're my favorite?
Yeah, give me a second here. I will try to.
That would make me really happy.
There you go. Look at her face.
It's the worst.
Look at her face.
I love it.
She looks dead inside.
What's up with her neck?
That's what my neck's gonna look like when I go on it.
Oh gosh. Anyways,
I mean, it's interesting the fact that it's two across.
I also like that you can't see if they have legs or not.
Yeah, there's not really a shot of. I can go back here and try and see if I can find a. I mean, this shot when it launches.
Oh, I guess they have legs.
You can kind of see them right there.
Yeah.
But for those, Barry and I have discussed this before. Stand up in particular. I mean, there were to get coaster nerdish here. Togo, another coaster design company, did some stand up coasters, which were absolutely horrible. B&M stand ups were awful. They weren't horrible.
They weren't. I mean, they're the one. I think it looks like possibly with them doing just two across instead of four. I'm hoping maybe that solves sort of the center of gravity issue you have on stand-ups, with the four across.
Yeah.
That the older B&Ms have. I mean, it's obviously a new concept, it adds a one of a kind coaster to the park. But
yeah,
I can't get excited for this. It's just, I would have much rather. I've ridden a couple of wing coasters and they are amazing, and I would have been way more excited if this was a launched wing coaster instead of a launched.
Trying to find. Yeah, here it is. Let me bring this up here. Let me bring this over here. This is from actually Coasters Coaster 101. They're good people over there. They do a lot of good content over on their website. Here's the patent that B&M applied for. Gosh, this article was back from 2020.
Yeah.
And here's a look. They actually have a couple pictures of older stand-up coasters. This is Georgia Scorcher.
That's probably the best one.
Yeah, because it's so tame.
Is Georgia Scorcher. It's probably the best one.
This is Riddler's Revenge out at Magic Mountain. But here is the patent
the big ones were intense.
Yeah, and here's the patent for the new stand-up. I'm guessing this is what the surf coaster is going to be by the looks of the video SeaWorld released. And it looks like it. What's interesting is this part right here. It looks like there's going to be hydraulics involved with the actual harness, whereas before, I don't know if you remember, Barry, but
once you're locked in,
that's it. So I wonder if this is going to provide a little more cushion, because for those of my male audience that have ridden a stand-up coaster, this thing right here that goes between your legs, not a fun time.
No. No. I mean, if that solves the problem with the G-forces of it being
Here's a picture of Riddler's Revenge. Kind of gives you an idea of a stand-up coaster.
Yeah, if that could solve some of the issues with the because that was always the issue, is with the G-forces.
Yeah, on your crotch.
If you have a system where yes, you're locked in, but then it's able to sort of hydraulically move with the G-forces, that might help. Yeah. But it's a stand-up coaster. It's. I mean, kudos to them for trying something different. Hopefully, it works.
Yeah. And SeaWorld, it's funny. I think SeaWorld's really trying to push this coaster capital. They actually have merchandise with this new logo, this coaster capital of Orlando. They're really trying to get away from the focus of the animals and really push these coasters. It's been
I understand that, but I think, and we've had this discussion before, and we're not the only ones who've said this, like, families are their biggest audience.
Yeah.
And they really need to put in, if they're going to go do this coaster thing, they really should have put in a straight up family coaster, or at some point,
like a Wild Mouse or something, or
not even Wild Mouse, but just something. They could have done something along the water that could have been a little bit more family. Family,
almost like the jet ski one they did out at San Antonio.
Yeah, I mean, so. Something like that, or something from Intamin that could have been launched and didn't have to have any inversions, but could have had diving down and swooping along the water and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, even build a Sesame Street dark ride. Sally has one.
Yeah.
I think that's my only thing. It's like their families are their audience, and I don't know if the going all thrills is going to get people to go to SeaWorld. But they have a diverse lineup. This gives them even more of a diverse lineup. So it's between them and hopefully, I don't know, maybe Busch Gardens will get a wing coaster at some point. Who knows?
Yeah, I know we've been on the discussion of a wing coaster, because that's really the only coaster we don't have in Florida. We have everything else. We have
we have wooden coasters.
Yeah, we have every type of coaster here in Orlando. Floorless, flying, just sit down looping coasters. The only thing we don't have is a wing coaster. So it'll be interesting to see if and when.
And Emily's just like,
Emily's just like lost.
You could not pay me enough money to do that. I'm sorry.
To do the surf coaster?
I'm not gonna willingly strap myself into a coaster where I'm standing straight up and just pray to God that my neck doesn't dislocate in 5 places.
You haven't ridden Iron Gwazi, have you?
No, I have. And I did it at night.
Yeah.
So that was terrifying. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I forgot you rode it at night.
No.
Lucky bastard.
That was the only time. So, like, I'm on the right side and my boyfriend's on the left side of me. And you guys know James. And James is usually like the chillest human being in the whole wide world. And we're going up the lift hill and he just looks at me like,
This is the end.
Like, what did you make me do? And I just went, I didn't do this. I was like, we got invited to a media event, so it's kind of a good thing if you go on the coaster of the only media event that they invited you for. But yeah, I've never seen the fear of God struck into his eyes before.
Yeah.
So that was slightly terrifying.
So that is it. Everything theme park I have for the remainder of the stream. We can what are we at? 43 minutes in. We can spend 15, 20 minutes chatting about movies, TV shows, Obi-Wan, Stranger Things. What do you guys want to talk about?
Let's talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi
because someone's only seen 2 episodes of Stranger Things.
Oh yes.
Called out.
Yes. Oh come on, but don't tell me that this last episode wasn't freaking amazing. So
yeah, no. I think my favorite tweet was someone going, modern Star Wars making Darth Vader look like the baddest mother effer out there. And I was like, yeah, well, that's what he deserves.
Not even just that, but just the tension of, I mean, the whole series so far has been amazing. Like, I mean, it's I mean, we love The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, but the level of epicness in this show so far compared to the other ones is just on a whole other level. I mean,
I've been saying it though for years. Like, Obi-Wan Kenobi is the most important character of all of Star Wars. Like, sorry, Anakin, but Anakin wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Obi-Wan.
No,
so, I love Mandalorian and Boba Fett was okay, but it's like when you've literally built this character up for years and then you finally give him like his singular spotlight, it's like, of course it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, and just the fact we see he is broken.
Aren't we all?
He is just, just having basically PTSD over everything that happened.
I mean, yeah, like what if you taught somebody for years and then they're just burning to a crisp in front of you?
Well,
and
all of a sudden
they're like, yo, I'm alive. It's like, wait, what?
All this time, and the moment, all this time, he thought that he had died, and then that moment when he finds out that the thing he should have done, which is kill him, which he left him for dead because he couldn't do that final.
Couldn't finish the job, Obi-Wan.
Couldn't finish the job.
Look where that got us.
Yeah, and the fact that his inability to do that, unleashed even worse horror than what had already happened. That's those first 2 episodes alone were amazing. Then that 3rd episode, the tension in that episode was unlike anything I've ever seen in Star Wars before. Just
the 3rd episode was really good. My biggest issue with the show is the Inquisitors.
You mean the lack thereof after the 2nd episode?
Yeah, I'm glad that they. I don't know. It's in particular Grand Inquisitor. What's her name? She was great. I can't think of her name right now.
Reva.
Yeah, thank you. She was great. I actually enjoyed her a lot. But Grand Inquisitor, oh my god. I was cringe that whole first episode, that whole scene when he's hunting down the Jedi in the bar and that whole conversation he has. I'm just like,
well, that's the point, is that he's supposed to be the
cringe.
One. Well, it's the point is that he's supposed to be the one that's, in charge. He's the one that's very calm and coordinated with everything because he knows he's going to get the results.
Yeah,
which is why it's such a, differential with her, at least, when she's so unhinged and just doing anything that she can.
Yeah,
we all know. Are we all in agreement? She was one of the younglings.
No, she is. That's literally the point of them showing you the first scene in the whole show.
Yeah, I mean, she was.
They went, "Hey, I don't want you to question it. Look, it's her." Mm-hmm. Did you know? Did you know it's her?
And that she was eventually caught, and I'm assuming tortured and corrupted by the dark side. So,
and I know we've kind of saw it in Revenge of the Sith, when Anakin gets crispy crittered and Darth Sidious comes and takes him, and he puts his
country fried chicken.
He gets put together. But could you imagine? Because I would imagine that he has to do this daily, where he's in that tank of whatever it is, and he's got to get all that stuff attached to him every single day. That whole scene.
I'd be angry too.
Yeah, I would be too.
Well, I mean, he's still in the point too, where he's not. It's not even like where he's in. It's in the novelization Empire where he's trying to breathe on his own by that point. Like he's, been in a back. I mean, I don't know if by that point he's still having to go into a back to tank every day, but even once you get to the original trilogy, like he's doing stuff like they talk about in the novelization, like he's trying to breathe on his own.
Yeah.
But he's still he's dependent every day on that. And but even then, I mean, the fight between him and Obi-Wan, it's like, some people are like, well, yeah, Obi-Wan used to be like one of the best Jedi in the entire galaxy. I mean, he basically defeated Anakin. But he doesn't. It's been 10 years. And he's also like we've talked about, he's broken.
Yeah.
While
I loved that line in the third episode when Leia asks him, like, what does the Force feel like, or whatever she asks him.
Oh, that was so cool. Yeah.
And he does the whole explanation of closing your eyes. And that was so great. I loved that little moment of him explaining the Force, like what the Force feels like. That was,
I mean, that and him talking about Padme, just I started crying. What about the
Space Republican?
Yeah, the Space Republican with the homemade Empire flag, and
and I found out that's Zach Braff.
Yeah, did the voice,
which made it worse for me. I thought it was Seth Rogen at first.
Seth Rogen.
I thought it was interesting because it shows, I mean, and they've gone into it, I guess, a little bit in the Bad Batch, but basically the Empire's use of propaganda. To convince people, even though we have assumed this character has seen these people on this planet, lose their farms, and I'm sure be driven off by the Empire. But he's all in.
You guys are really quiet in the chat tonight. Everybody okay? Everybody alive?
They're all dead.
Because order. But no, I mean it's. Well, you got to remember too. There's a WWE pay-per-view tonight. If you've ever noticed,
we
got people watching.
Have you ever noticed when there's pay-per-views or certain things, it's like not as many people are paying attention to our little live stream.
Whoa, people are watching. It's just nobody's chatting. Everybody's.
But I'm loving it so far. And any of these idiots online who are complaining about this show.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Well, I mean, don't watch Star Wars anymore. Please, please stop watching.
That's my thing, and I know it's probably going to sound dumb, and someone's just going to clip this and make fun of me on the internet, and that's totally fine because I deserve it. But
how about that whole video of Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
Well, it's,
go ahead, Emily. Sorry.
Well, you also know it's a good show when my dumb brain goes, oh no, I hope Leia will be okay.
What's gonna happen to Leia? Stay tuned.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, idiot, like she's gonna be fine. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, that's good then that the show is like making me anxious and making me like concerned about characters. And obviously we already love these type of characters, but at the same time, it's like it gives you stakes. It gives a reason, like, especially when they were on the barge and he slips and he calls her Leia. And I literally went, oh, shit. Like,
Oh, yeah. No.
And it's like just those small little investments, that's how you know that the show is really good.
And I think that's been one of the highlights of the show so far is the chemistry and dialogue between Ewan and I can't remember her name off the top of the young actress who plays Leia. They've been so great so far. I mean, it's been and she has been just as smart. And some people are like, how is she so smart? It's like, we'll see. Let's see what Leia was a senator by the time she was 18 years old. Had her, I believe, whatever Star Wars version of her doctorate.
Yeah.
By the time she was 19. Yeah, I mean, Leia is incredibly smart. I'm sure some of it has to do with
echoing.
Yeah. I want to play this little clip of Ewan McGregor talking about Moses, because it was really powerful, and it was great. It was a great message from. I think I have audio.
This weekend, Star Wars fans made Obi-Wan Kenobi the most watched Disney Plus original series premiere of all time. And for that, I would say a big thank you. And it just goes to show what this family can do when we all pull together. However, it seems that some of the fan base from this influential fan base have decided to attack Moses Ingram online and send her the most horrendous racist DMs. And I heard some of them this morning, and it just broke my heart. Moses is a brilliant actor. She's a brilliant woman, and she's absolutely amazing in this series. She brings so much to the series. She brings so much to the franchise. And it just sickened me to my stomach to hear that this had been happening. I just want to say, as the leading actor in the series, as the executive producer on the series, that we stand with Moses. We love Moses. And if you're sending her bullying messages, you're no Star Wars fan in my mind. There's no place for racism in this world.
I love that.
And I totally stand with Moses.
So, anyways, hopefully you guys were able to hear that. Were you guys able to hear that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, good. I make sure I shared the screen audio. Yeah, that last little part where he says, about, racism, you're no Star Wars fan. That was well said. So, anyways.
No, and I am glad, we have seen with Star Wars social media, who's ever in charge
they've
of
really
it now,
stepped up.
They've stepped up, because we can go back to what happened with the new trilogy. I mean, they drove Daisy Ridley offline, they drove John Boyega offline, they drove Kelly Marie Tran offline. What they did to Ahmed Best when the prequels came out. Jake Lloyd, it's that part. I don't even want to call them fans, because I know we online call them the fandom menace.
I haven't heard that before.
Why are you a fan? Why are you a fan of this? If you just want to hate on it, go watch something else. I don't understand this.
Like, if you don't like it, that's fine.
We've seen it start to happen more and more with the MCU too.
Yeah.
And since Captain Marvel came out, it's like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Go do something else. Stop being, what I mean. Who has time to hate on things? It's like it's like I always go into most things with a positive thing, except for the Jurassic World franchise. But
damn, call officially Emmy out right now.
No.
Emmy, we love you.
She don't even watch this.
We love Emmy. We love Emmy.
Yeah.
We love Emmy. I don't.
I'm
love
the only
Fallen
one who
King.
can bully her.
But no, I mean, it's just, I don't understand it, and I love Star Wars, and I grew up on the original trilogy, and I like all, the prequels aren't perfect, but there's so many fun things I like about the prequels too. I mean, everybody so far has different prequels, and people who, however, we weren't. I will say, most of us weren't excited with the way the new trilogy ended.
Yeah.
But don't crap on Rey. I mean, one of my favorite Star Wars moments is in Force Awakens, when that lightsaber flies into her hands.
Yeah.
And anybody who knocks that scene, it's like, I was there opening night. The entire theater went nuts.
Yeah.
When that happened. So it's like,
and
all you got to do is go to Galaxy's Edge and see all those little kids dressed up as Rey. and when they see her and they interact with her, it's don't tell me Rey's not popular.
Oh no, she is. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so it's just I'm tired. It's funny because we all grew up loving different geeky pop culture things, and now it's mainstream now, and it's just disgusting to me to see all this hate pour into it, and it's like, get a life.
I think it's a lot of jealousy thing too. It's like people sit there and complain about something all day, but if they were given the opportunity to do it, they would.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's an entire industry on YouTube who is crapping on fandom.
Yeah.
Not just Star Wars, but I mean MCU, all of them. Almost every single major fandom has like people on YouTube. It's like all they do is crap on things.
Yeah. I think I got called the show by a couple.
Yeah, it was like we got called out. I
got called the show by a couple of YouTubers that
over Galactic Star Cruiser
for me enjoying Galactic Star Cruiser for me having fun. Anyways, so yeah, no, that was it's really great to see, like you said, the Star Wars social media really jumping on this. The actors posting these videos, and just there was another reply they did. I forgot what it was, but everybody caught wind of that and everybody shared it. It was on Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, you even had many of the members of actors in the Star Trek, come out and support and just be like, you don't mess with people. And it's like. I'm just so sick of it and so over it,
Yep. Get a life, people.
Yeah.
Plain and
seriously.
simple. So, all right, we are about exactly an hour, so that means we'll probably get on out of here unless there's anything else we wanted to chat about. We can get on out of here. Like I always say, we say we're going to keep it short, but somehow we managed to ramble for an hour again. So.
So, Emily, where can everyone find you?
Preferably not at my house, but if you'd like to look for me online, it would be under Geek Notice. And if you don't want to follow me, that's fine too. I probably won't even notice. It's a pun.
I question it every day. I'm just kidding.
I mean, he has unfollowed me before just as like a joke, but like it'd be really funny if he just did it for real.
I am so tired of a Geek Notice, and I'm just going.
Somebody needs to report my account.
Yes,
I'm
at Culture and Thrills on Twitter and Instagram, and I think it's time for all the Thrill Geek stuff.
Yeah, it's time for your Thrill Geek plug. So have at it.
We're at
come on,
we are at Thrill Geek on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. ThrillGeek. Facebook.com/ThrillGeek. Please like and follow our Facebook page. YouTube.com/ThrillGeek. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Twitch.tv/ThrillGeek. Be sure to check us out there. ThrillGeek.com for the latest in theme park and pop culture news. And I will be having an article coming up on the Universal VIP tour. Myself and Sin got to take the other day and talk about what it's like to go on a Universal VIP tour. I will say it was better than the Disney World VIP tour.
Universal VIP tours are a lot of fun. I've been on a couple.
And of course, you're watching Thrill Geek This week.
Yes, you are. Every week, pretty much, give or take. Every Sunday evening, right here on our YouTube and Twitch, 8 p.m. Every week, chatting about theme park news, pop culture, movie, TVs, all that fun stuff. We appreciate everybody, even though you guys were quiet tonight. We appreciate everybody tuning into the live stream, as always.
If you keep calling people out, they're not going to engage with you.
Engage with me. Talk to me. No. Hey, as long as we have people watching, I'll go with it. I don't mind people being quiet. As long as they're tuning in, watching, that's all. That's good. That's all I need.
He's struggling to say that now.
Anyways. Thanks guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Maybe we'll have an HHN announcement next week. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see.
We can all talk about how we all go see Jurassic Dominion on its first showing and how much we love it.
Yeah, right.
I don't even have tickets yet.
I don't have tickets.
Cheryl just got them last night, so I don't know when we're going though, but she did get tickets. So, anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye. We love dinosaurs here.